Evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. It's a joy to be together again. And for this week, we have already begun the reflections on the new theme of this week, which is science and religion. In our modern world, science and religion are often seen as opposites, one speaking the language of reason, the other of faith. Yet, in the light of heartfulness, these two are not separate paths, but complementary movements towards the same truth. Science observes the outer world, while religion explores the inner world. When both are united through direct experience, understanding deepens, knowledge becomes wisdom, and belief turns into realization. As Daji reminds us, in that true religion is not dogma, and true science is not limited to instruments. Both are means to discover reality, one through outer observation and the other through inner experience. Meditation then becomes the bridge between the two, and it is the living laboratory of consciousness where we experiment with divine principles and experience their truth directly within ourselves. Science begins with questioning and religion with surrender. Yet both, when sincere, lead to the same essence. Science seeks to understand how creation works, and religion seeks to understand why it exists. The yogic approach integrates both. It invites us to experiment inwardly and verify through experience. And as we move ahead in the session, let us continue the nurturing, the spirit of sharing, inviting our friends, family, and loved ones to experience heartfulness through the master classes and the BHED sessions. Dear sisters and brothers, our inspirational reading from this week is from Heartfulness Part, the book by our beloved Taji. And before we start into the reading, just to uh, again share that there is an additional reading material on this theme that we are covering for this week. And there are videos of Revered Daji on this theme, which are available on the Heartfulness app. And they can be accessed under the Sunday 19th October 25 tab. And with this, we now move ahead to the inspirational reading from the chapter Science and Religion from Heartfulness Way, Part 2. And as we are not sharing our screens for the text, we request you to please get your copies so that you can refer to it. And having a personal copy allows you to read, underline, and connect deeply with the words, letting them settle gently in your heart. So we are this book, and we can refer to chapter number 12, the page number 12 for the chapter Science and Religion. Daji, in today's society, we see a lot of polarization with people rigidly sticking to their own beliefs, leading to disharmony. This divide is also evident between science and religion. Can these two approaches to knowledge come together to help us in our journey? Elizabeth, Einstein is supposed to have said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. True to their essence, science and religion are both fighting the same enemies: dogmatism, ignorance, and intolerance. Over the years, the essence has been overtaken by the form. The result is a polarization you talk about. Daji, so can science and religion come together? A few centuries ago, religion was the dominant belief system, and scientists had to convince religious leaders of their discoveries. For example, in the 16th century, the Catholic Church didn't accept the findings of Copernicus and Galileo that the earth moved around the sun. Today, science is the authority, and scientists want proof of spiritual truths. They want to measure the effect of prayer and meditation and define the mind of God through scientific principles. Researchers have shown the physiological benefits of meditation, but will they be able to measure God when God is beyond qualities, beyond matter, and beyond energy? Even within us, there is an ecosystem of feelings that is not measurable. Does it mean our feelings are non existent or not worth exploring? Science brings us the measurable, the describable, and the limits the field. When we are unable to measure the momentum of an electron and its position at the same time, as Heisenberg pointed out, how are we to measure things that are infinitely subtler than electrons? When we apply conventional scientific methods to spirituality, we restrict the outcomes. The results are superficial things like becoming less stressed, happier, more compassionate, more grateful, and slowing down brainwave frequencies. Science tells us that emotional intelligence, compassion, gratitude, and empathy are good. They increase our levels of serotonin and dopamine, endorphins and oxytocin, and activate the ventral vagus nerve. But every mother goat or donkey has higher levels of oxytocin in her bloodstream while feeding her babies. Science reduces the benefits of meditation to the physiological and psychological, whereas religion and spirituality are concerned with peace and harmony in the universe, etc. Today, we are finally realizing the need to accept all these frameworks of knowledge. Daji, do you think we will come to see that science and religion complement each other, or will it remain dualistic? It is the vision of my master Babuji and all who wish to see humanity move towards a glorious future, to see them as complementary. Science is great, but it cannot take us into the mysteries of the great unknown. It deals with a thin film of our overall spectrum of consciousness. In fact, knowledge can become an obstacle to truth. I know is one of the most egotistical statements we can make. Also, quantum physics has demonstrated that science is subjective. Observation depends on the senses, and inference depends on the mind. In most people, observation and inference are hampered because the mind is not a clear instrument of perception. Those who have mastered the senses and the mind, who perceive the world through the medium of pure consciousness, are the true scientists. Over the years, I have learned to let spirituality and science remain in their own dimensions. The beauty happens when both are unimposing and complementary, and when we embrace both, the universal principles of spirituality influence our worldly life. Our soul provides the life force for our creativity, whether it is in music, romance, business, relationships, or scientific discovery. It weaves the unity. Dear sisters and brothers, let us take the pause from the reading and let the words resonate in your being. Allow the wisdom of the heart to integrate the meaning of these words. And we will now offer the universal prayer together. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer awakens love, unity, and devotion in the hearts of all across the world. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, reflect on how the principles of both science and religion play out in your own journey. Have you noticed moments when curiosity led to clarity and faith turned into inner assurance? Acknowledge those moments with gratitude. Offer your bedtime prayer and the reflections of the day, seeking deeper understanding and inner balance between the head and the heart. And let this quiet reflection guide you toward a more integrated approach where science refines your understanding and faith expands your awareness. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session today. And may this exploration of science and religion inspires you to discover the unity of reason and reverence, intellect and intuition within your own heart. And we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. Until then, may peace, remembrance, and the gentle presence of the beloved Master remain with you through the night. Good night.